now you're here.
Hi guys, good morning. Today is leg day as usual. I'm getting so serious about training and my diet. Ever since the move and my recent trips, I've not been really focused on what I'm eating. I definitely try to eat as much protein as possible, but I'm not really strict about it. I decided to give myself a head start before the new year comes. So I'm weighing everything again, tracking everything. I got my scale out yesterday. This little puppy tries to run out, so I'm gonna set you up. Well, okay, it's because I have groceries outside, but he tries to escape. You sit. You are not going outside. No. Okay. Altoids. Okay, I got a bunch of stuff. Hopefully they brought everything. You know that saying of I lift weights so that I could bring in all the groceries at once? That's me. Okay, hold on. Look at how pretty it looks outside. Don't look at my street sign. I'm gonna show you everything that I got facing this direction because the light comes in over here. So I could literally be anywhere in the house. Right now everybody's asleep, but I could be anywhere in the house and I sneeze and you hear a bless you coming from all directions. The cold has been trying to get me, but it can't get me when I drink these. Everyone was sick in this house. All my nephews, now 5 of them, are around. Can you chill out? Sit. Sit. Good boy. The only time he runs away from me is when I give him a treat. I haven't figured out how to get him to skedaddle without a treat. All right, well, here's food. Welcome to my channel. We are working on building our legs currently in the gym. We got grass-fed ground beef, 93% lean, 7% fat. That's what that looks like. If you don't drink these every day, you should. 96% lean, 4% fat. And then I guess I got another one. I got a lot of meat. Okay. 96% lean, 4% fat on this one. I got sirloin tender steak. Okay. These are so good. I love these. Highly recommend. The thick ones taste even better, but I get full before I finish it, and then I don't like to reheat it later. I like my food fresh. Excuse me, sir. What are you licking? You're supposed to lick the floor. And then I got Genio's 99% lean, 1% fat. So can't get any leaner than that. I already have some of these in the fridge, but I bought more. So I started tracking recently, and I noticed that I thought I was eating enough protein, and it turns out I was only eating 60 to 70 grams of protein. And I was like, well, it's very disappointing. So these help me reach a higher protein intake. I can't eat yogurt that's any more than 15 grams of protein in it. They're not good for me. I have 1 avocado here. I got some fresh blackberries, some raspberries, and can't forget blueberries. I got some pineapple, some mango. Almond Breeze Original Unsweetened. The sweetened one tastes really good, this brand. It's the Walmart brand. And it tastes like regular milk. The unsweetened one tastes like, I don't remember. We got the egg beater. I always get this one. I feel like it tastes the most like egg yolk. So I bought these and I tried them and was like, this doesn't taste like anything. Then I added a little bit of salt and I dip it in hot sauce and they're really good. So I'm eating those. I requested the butter flavor, but I guess they were out of them, so they brought me the regular white. So I got the Thomas Bagels, cinnamon raisin. And it's crazy because I don't like raisins at all, but I like cinnamon raisin bagels. I don't know why I'm like this. Okay, and just the last of everything. I got some Altoids. Yes, these have sugar. It's 1 gram. It's not a big deal. I usually have like 1 a day. And then I have my low fat cream cheese, chocolate. I've been wanting to try this chocolate, so now I can. And then some electrolytes. I want to start taking electrolytes, and I was gonna buy the Dr. Berg's electrolyte powder that he sells on Amazon. But my skin is so sensitive to things. Like, I can't take creatine, I can't take glutamine, I can't have protein powders or artificial protein or processed protein. Like, I have to have real food, because if not, my skin comes out with like these crazy reactions. Just make sure that my skin does well with it. And that's it for this food haul. So now I'm gonna make breakfast. I ate breakfast. I ended up having 2 miniature Slim Jims with my boiled egg and like the breakfast I showed you. So not very filling breakfast, but I wasn't super hungry. So I'm definitely gonna have a steak when I get home. Yeah, I want to leave around 12, but I want to get another chapter in. I'm in 2 Samuel. I'm almost done. This was my longest read just because of the traveling and the rereading from the beginning and just not feeling really motivated to read. But God is so good, and he is so kind and so gracious, and he just made me feel better, because I feel like sometimes we can get caught up in the doing and not in the loving aspect of your relationship with God, right? And so I do these things because I love God. So there's times when I'm not doing them and I'm not wanting to do them, and I just feel guilty because I'm like, I love God so much. Why is my desire not there? And God responded to me, and he said that's a part of the human experience, right? The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. And so I have days where my flesh takes over, and what's important is, I woke up today just feeling so inspired to do the things that I'm called to do by God. And so I'm just grateful that I know that it's not coming from my own strength, it's coming from God's strength, because there is no good in me unless it's God. And I'm just grateful that he gives me grace and he gives me mercy on the days where I'm not at my fullest capacity of doing, right? Sometimes I feel guilty, especially if I see myself backtracking in certain areas of my life. I feel like I'm falling behind. And the reality is that when God planned your life, he planned for your setbacks. He planned for your off days. He planned what he planned for you and your destiny, right? And so our promises from God will be fulfilled. It's the blessings on our journey that we can miss out on if we don't do what we're supposed to do. But at the same time, there is grace even when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And you'll know it's from God because you'll continually feel a nudging. Not a yelling, not a meanness, not abuse, not like aggression, right? Like, God's not like that. That's Satan if you're feeling that way. But if you feel this pull towards something, that's God. I feel like I'm back on track in a lot of ways, but also there's a part of me that's like, yeah, but you've been slacking, Michelle. And so I have to remember to be kind to myself, because I know that anything outside of kindness towards myself is not godly. And if I wouldn't treat a friend that way, I shouldn't be treating myself that way. So don't forget to have grace and mercy on yourself. In the last chapter of Samuel that I read, we're looking at Absalom. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, but Absalom is followed in the book of 2 Samuel because he is one of David's sons, and he murdered his brother because his brother raped his stepsister. So David had kids with different women, right? So all the siblings weren't fully related, but one of the siblings had a strong desire for one of his stepsisters, and so he raped her and threw her out essentially, and hated her after he raped her. And when Absalom got word of this, he devised a plan to murder his brother, and he did. And so he went away for a while to kind of hide from the repercussions of murdering his brother. And it turns out he ended up being favored and loved throughout his life. So we're looking at his journey of hiding away for a while and then coming back to the land. But the thing about Absalom is he was a very handsome man, right? And so he had a lot of charisma, and He essentially stole the hearts of men. And the way that he did this was by bowing down and kissing their hands. So David was very passive with his reprimandation with his kids. I don't know if reprimandation is a word, but like a parent is supposed to reprimand and discipline their children, right? And David didn't do this. Even though he saw a lot of sin amongst his children, he never corrected them. Like, he would kind of talk to them about it, or sometimes he wouldn't even address it, and he would not discipline. He was just very passive father. And so Absalom kind of took the opposite side of the spectrum of this, where like his discipline and his retributions, the consequences that he brought forth were severe punishment as far as death, right? So even though on the outside we see that Absalom had like a very glittering surface, right? Not everything that glitters is gold. He mostly cared about himself. He was a tragic figure and a symbol of David's failure as a parent. They didn't speak to one another for 5 years. And apparently he acted like a spoiled brat. And so we find out that he ends up dying because he's leaving on his mule and his beautiful long hair gets caught in a tree branch. And he was killed by Joab and his men. Joab. Joab, not to be confused with Job. Job. And then there's a live question right here. It says, if someone is good looking, gifted, or naturally likable, how can such a person guard against egotism? The way I would answer this, I think there's going to be moments in everyone's life where we're going to fall into that egotistical side of ourselves, right? I don't think anyone's exempt from this. That should be the goal, is to take it to God and be like, hey God, like, I'm struggling with this. Can you please help me? And he will heal that part of you so deeply where you'll notice that it doesn't even happen often. It's gotten to the point for me where I see myself as absolutely nothing. And the only reason I am something, the only reason I am valuable is because I am a daughter of God, the Most High. And because I know my Father and I know what he expects of me, I want to make him proud, right? And I know that to make God proud, I must be humble, I must be meek, I must be gentle. And whenever I fall short of these things, he corrects me. He corrects me. God disciplines me in a way where I know so deeply in my soul that he's disciplining me. And he corrects me so fast that I don't even get a chance to be that person for a long period of time. And so because of this gentle correction, whenever someone tries to come into my life and like correct me in like a mean way, I'm like, if my God doesn't treat me like that, you're not going to treat me like that. And the thing is that you can correct in a loving and kind way. You don't have to be mean about it, right? And sometimes like people are going to fall short. Like sometimes people are going to be mean unintentionally, right? But you know when somebody's being intentionally mean and wanting to like bring you down versus genuine like correction from a place of love. I've had people try to correct me that were like not doing so well in their life. And I'm like, look, man, please fix your life first. And then you can come and correct over here, right? So it's like, it's important to have godly counsel, right? But are the people that being a godly counsel to you, are they living godly lives? Some people think that you need to abuse others or yell at others or be mean to others for them to take in advice. And that's a wounded person. Only a wounded person corrects in an aggressive way. It's important to keep our egos in check because our egos are not in alignment with God. And he will gently correct you, but you have to be willing to be corrected. Because if not, then you're going to learn the hard way. And I've learned the hard way in a lot of areas of my life. And so now I'm like, God, I don't have any more time to lose, so I'm not trying to learn the hard way. So just tell me what to do and I'll do it. That's the best way to live. Okay, love you. Let's go to the gym. We made it, guys. Also, look at what's stuck.
Now you're here, still looking inside my mind. What a pretty smile. And I care for your words. So I didn't see you at all this year, but I still think I know you well. And it's not what your mind is saying, that I don't care at all. But now you're facing away. Are you sad? Can you really think about it? No. And you fall inside your head, in your bed, and you never knew about it. No. Oh, ooh. And you wander away, still being quiet. Can you call me? And the words you find still lying to your heart. Guess I better be the one that steps for you. Do you even care at all? And you made it up just to mess with me, faking the way you fall. And the words will go eventually, the lie you won't see at all. And you come to me